some of our more important and more popular videos that we've done on our YouTube channel, which is over at perpetualtraffic.com/YouTube, are more along the lines of the personal development niche, not necessarily traffic tips. So, and I'm throwing this one out to you, but maybe we can banter just a little bit here of some of the things that we do on a day-to-day basis, or some habits that have helped us get to that next level of success. For me personally, talking about just what we talked about, I do a meditation every morning called a gratitude meditation. And it's, nice. I think it's either 7 to 12 minutes. Unfortunately, I didn't do it this morning because I had to rush off to the auto dealership. But usually I do it first thing in the morning. It just sets the whole day on the right path for me. Mind Valley was a customer of ours for years and years and years. Huge fan of Vishen Lakhiani. There's a lot of people that you can follow out there. The apps that they have in there is gratitude apps that you can find them on YouTube as well for free, but definitely check out Mind Valley. Anything like that sets the day on that path, and it continuously reminds you of the things that you're grateful for. And by extension, the whole idea for gratitude is what you put out there, you receive back more from it. So I'm a big believer in that. So that's one of the hacks that I do every single day. There's actually an app a friend of mine uses all the time called the Gratitude app, which is actually kind of a cool app. I don't use it quite as much, but that's one of the sort of the hacks that I start my day with. How about you, Qasim?
I love that, dude. Well, so you're talking about my favorite topic, Ralph. So
yeah.
You probably need to shut me up. I publish my habit journey every morning to Instagram as a story. I wake up at 4:00 in the morning. I work out. I do what I call deep work, which is visualization, affirmation, prayer. I'll read something that feeds my soul. Right now, I'm actually reading the Bible, which is interesting because I'm not what I would consider to be theologically aligned, but it's a book that's important to a lot of people. And I was raised Baptist, and so there's some, call it indoctrination there for me. I do a sauna. I do a cold plunge. That's my favorite part of the morning. We've talked about the cold plunge. I do a cold plunge every morning. I don't recommend the cold plunge, the brand. If you're from Plunge and you're listening, hear me. Because that damn thing breaks down so much. I've had that tech out to my house 6 freaking times.
Oh.
But dude, there's nothing like an ice bath. It's both just mentally and physically. And I do the gratitude journal too. I was encouraged by a friend who's on this podcast, Christine Marie. I used to, I was inconsistent with it. And so she challenged me to write 5 things every day. And I've been tracking since she told me. And I think as of this morning, I'm on number 1,415.
Wow.
Which is kind of fun. You know what I mean? Cool. It's only been this year, obviously, but I think over time you'd start to then extrapolate that. You'd start to build up things and you realize how much you have to be grateful for, to the point that you made at the beginning of the show. And dude, I don't think there's anything better or more effective you can do for yourself than wake up early in the morning. Mm-hmm. There was a really interesting study. It was a multivariate study of outstanding successes across every potential level of analysis. So they had CEOs, obviously entrepreneurs, but also military generals and Olympic athletes. And the one common denominator among all of them is waking up 2 hours before their peers. And that's what really separated them. Because it's a more productive timeline. 2 hours in the morning is worth 4 hours throughout the day. Yeah. People aren't there to mess with you. Yeah. You're, juiced up and hyper productive. And dude, I'm a night owl is the other thing. People are like, oh, that's easy for you. You're a morning person. No, I'm not. My life, if I had my druthers, I would live my life at around 2 a.m. with a pot of coffee, a pack of Newport cigarettes, a stack of books in my journal. And that's heaven for me, Ralph. I love nothing more than going to IHOP and sitting out on their patio and smoking myself to death and drinking too much coffee. But all those things are ruinous for your health. And so waking up early keeps me from doing. Anyway, that's more than you wanted to know, but that's my habit stack.
And so to get up at 4, I know we've talked about this before, but it's probably the last time we did a live podcast together. We're going to try and do one next week because we're actually together next week.
We're going to be in Cancun together.
We're going to be I hope we can, because there's going to be all kinds of, super smart people there, and we'll bring a lot of that juicy goodness over to Perpetual Traffic, hopefully next week. But the last time I think we spoke, we talked about like all the habits and what you do. And to get up at 4:00 in the morning is meaning, when do you go to bed? I mean, I know you've got young kids, but is it like 8, 9 o'clock? Is it that?
Yeah, I'm in bed by 9:30 and I'm asleep by 10. So in bed by 9:30, read for a little bit, and then I'll be asleep by 10. Another thing I do for myself is about once a week when I'm done with my habits, usually like a Saturday or Sunday, I'll go back to bed. So I'll do that whole stack that I just mentioned, which takes me about 2 hours, 2.5 sometimes. And then after my cold plunge, if I'm still exhausted, I listen to my body and I'll go get another, hour and a half, because I don't think you should be tired. But 4 a.m. is arbitrary. It could be 2 a.m. The important thing is just being able to get up when your alarm goes off.
Yeah.
It's like whenever it is you've decided to wake up, just that's the commitment and that's the habit to cultivate. The alarm goes off and I fly out of bed, and my wife and I keep our phones out of our bedroom for weird hippie reasons. And I'll fly to my phone and I take a picture of my watch. And that's the very first thing I post to Instagram is bam, 4 a.m. I took that from Jocko Willink. And so I think if you want to cultivate a habit, maybe 4 a.m. is a little excessive, right now, but just go cultivate the habit of getting right out of bed. Because staying in bed, hitting snooze, scrolling through your phone, like all that stuff, that's deadly. Horrible, horrible way to start your morning.
Yeah.
I jump out of bed, grab my phone, take that picture, throw on my gym clothes, and I'm in the garage where I work out by like 4:03. And my workouts aren't great. I've been offered that criticism. Somebody on Instagram was like, is that the best time to do a workout? And the answer is no. Like, they're not exceptionally inspiring. It'd probably be better if I did it after the cold plunge, because the cold plunge spikes your testosterone. But I like it because it's just a great way to wake up. You just instantly start moving.
I thought you went to Orange Theory in the morning, and then you'd have to drive and then go. And
no, I used to do Orange Theory. Yeah, I go straight to the gym, straight to the garage. I don't like leaving my house. It's inefficient. I mean, the time you have to spend is, it's costly.
Well, it's an extra, for me to go to the gym, it's 15 minutes ride. So
right. Both ways.
Yeah. I mean, it's a half hour time lost. So, but
that's a Perpetual Traffic episode though. You could listen to PT. You get smarter.
100%. I could go back and listen to previous episodes. But yeah, I think there's variations of this. I think you have to have a morning routine to a certain degree. And I think yours is an extreme routine. I would suffice to say it's probably more than most people are doing. But I think the idea of having a routine that you stick to every day without fail is a recipe for success. And if you just get up, I find this every time I get up at like 5 a.m. I don't do it ordinarily. It's anywhere between like 6 and 6:30. Like I need more sleep than you. There's no doubt about it. And then I look at my Whoop, which is, the thing that sort of, it's all about recovery and strain and sleep and all these other sorts of things, which I really do like. Sometimes I don't know how accurate it is. It tells me I need a certain amount of sleep, and it's more than 6 hours, 100%. So I couldn't do what you're doing unless I went to bed earlier. So you do have to listen to your body. I think that's one of the things, especially with the health issues that both of us have had the last couple of years. It's like you do have to listen to your body.
100%.
If 4 a.m. working out is too much for you, then you shouldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, and I've taken things too far too. I've, learned that lesson a couple of times. So that's probably good advice for everybody listening.
At the very least, the cold plunge idea, I swear to God, this makes such a difference in my productivity. It doesn't work quite as well in the summer because the cold isn't so good in the shower, but going from hot to cold in the shower, and we've talked about this before on the show, it's a hard thing to do, but I did it this morning. The shower is harder
than the plunge, for sure.
Because you have to physically stand there and turn around. We've talked about that a little bit here on the show before, but I'll tell you what, that wakes you, that and a cup of coffee. I'm a huge coffee guy, really good coffee. I am ready for the day when I do that. So, I mean, at the very least, have some kind of routine. Some of these apps are really, really good for it. Like I said, I have the dictionary app, so I learn a new word every morning. There's that. Then I've got this gratitude app, and then Mind Valley, and or YouTube videos. There's a 6-phase meditation by Vishen Lakhiani, who I love. That's about 20 minutes. If I only have like 10 minutes, I do like this other gratitude meditation by Tom Cronin, who I really, really like. Some people can't stand him, but I actually think he's really good. And he's also got a YouTube video. But it's like starting the day that way, your mind is just so clear. Even if you don't work out, I'm more of a nighttime workout guy. I do it in the morning when I'm traveling. And I actually feel so much better. Like next week,
you really work out, right? I mean, you lift heavy weights. That's your
yeah. Yeah,
but my workouts uninspiring. Like you'd make fun if you saw my workout.
Well, it's about like moving the body, I think, is the important part to it.
Right.
It's like if I get up and I have motion immediately in the morning, I almost think like I'm getting that benefit. The cold shower definitely makes me move. I'm like, it gives you that jolt. So it's almost like artificially doing it. But yeah, it depends on what types of workouts that you do, really. But next week when we're in Cancun, I'll probably be down in the pool at like 6 a.m. Doing laps, which is great. I love that.
Oh, dude, I'm cold plunging in Cancun, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. My EA, it's an all-inclusive resort, which means you can ask for really obnoxious things. And my EA figured out that they'll bring me the ice that I need in the morning. So I'm gonna get the bags of ice brought.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And I'm gonna try to talk some Driven members into doing a cold bath with me. So you'll be one of them.
All right. Well, that'd be like the perfect thing for me to do, like right after a swim.
Yeah.
Too. So we'll coordinate on that.
You don't know what you're doing. You're going to get found out. You're stupid. You're going to look dumb. People are going to make fun of you. Other people are better than you. Who do you think you are? These are all things I say to myself before like 7 a.m. And I'm pretty sure you're the same way. So I'm shooting this video.